confidence in the world that you guys are going to do it today. We're going to play a great football game. We're going to have a great time out there, and we're going to feel a lot better about ourselves and our school and our football team at the end of today, because we're going to give 100% on every play. Let's go play the greatest game of our lives, all right?
We are the Eagle Team! Oh, yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review. I'm here with Coach Bob Lancy, and Coach, 2011 season is off to a good start with an opening victory against the Henry Ford II Falcons, 38-15, and they were supposed to come in here, and this was their best team in a long time, according to what the paper has written about it, and you guys seem to be able to recover after falling behind early and beat them pretty handily.
Yeah, I thought they scared us early. They did a lot of good things. They made some nice passes, some nice power running, and you know, we dropped the ball early and probably took away some key plays. A couple penalties took us out of position, but what I really liked about the game was that all phases of the game were involved. You know, we passed the ball, we ran the ball, the defense was strong and hit people, and we saw enough special teams to know that it's solid there also. And you unveiled some old horses that you had from last year, and they played well for you, like Vendetti, who scored a couple of touchdowns. But you introduced us to a new running back, or new special player, number 13, Shane King. Tell us a little bit about who he is, where he came from, and how you got him. Well, Shane carried our JV team to a 9-0 season last year, and at the end of the season, they were just powering with him. He's a very good basketball player also, so he has good endurance, and he makes good decisions. He's got some moves. He sets people up, and then it's like he puts his leg out and shows it to him, and then he pulls it away and makes good cuts and keeps his shoulders square. And he's a tough kid too, and he's a good receiver, which you'll see as the season goes on. And not to mention the old horses we talked about. Alfonso Voltaggio came up with a big game, as well as Daniel Vendetti. Talk about some of the catches Alfonso made. Alfonso, those catches were out of this world. He did it in the scrimmage also, so he made the same type of catches at our scrimmage a week ago. So it isn't luck. He's a new person on the offensive side of the ball. The great thing, I could use him at running back, I could use him in our special plays out there, and I can use him as a straight-up receiver like he did tonight. So he's very valuable to us. Vendetti's eyes when he's running the ball and his cuts are just sensational. He's really got a gift for seeing and picking those holes. It looked like Joe Zaraff was a little bit rusty on his timing with his receivers. He missed Scrivano a couple times where I think he led him too much. Or didn't put enough air out of the ball, but yeah, maybe he's used to different receivers. I think it's a combination. We've had two receivers that are out of the lineup right now. We've used 6 or 7 other receivers. It's a matter of finding the group that we're going to be working with. Those routes can be just run a little bit off, and he's expecting maybe a bend here or there, and I'm not saying any particular route, but that's what I saw tonight. I saw some balls dropped. But you got to be in that spot. He's going to a spot, and you know that's part of it too. So it's a little combination. I don't think it has to do anything. His the throws he made to Alfonso, and they were spectacular throws that he connected on. So I think it's more of our timing thing in practice that we have to keep working on, and maybe work with less people. We've worked with a lot of people coming into the preseason. They had some good offensive and defensive line play tonight. You know, were you expecting that against a powerful lined team like this? Yeah, I think because we have people back. David Curl at the tackle, Ben Schulte at the guard, DiClemente playing, Schulte both offensively and defensively, of course. So, you know, you get a little bit of experience, and then you get some new people, maybe the best was Jonathan Beauvais coming back from an ankle sprain less than a week, and he was full go, and he's really the heart and soul at that center position. He makes calls for us, and you know he's always asking the right questions. He's very valuable to us, coming back from last year.
Well, next week you go to Sterling Heights Stevenson to take on a longtime rival. Tell us a little bit about what you expect to see from the Titans next week.
Well, you know, they were in a tight ball game. I think that they're trying to draw things together, so we might see a different Stevenson offense and defense than we've seen in the past. I'm sure that they're reworking things. You know, their season was a little disappointing last year, so probably we'll see a little change up in their offensive or defensive thinking.
Well, good luck next week, Coach, and hopefully we can be talking about a second Eisenhower victory.
Yeah, I'm just very proud. I want to thank all the fans tonight. They were very supportive. It was a great crowd, a great night, temperature-wise. It was a great beginning for the season.
I'm with one of Eisenhower's offensive stars tonight, Dan Vendetti. And Dan, you guys came out, started a little bit slow, but you contributed a couple touchdowns, and you guys rolled tonight.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the offensive line was doing a great job opening up holes for us. You know, started off a little slow. They were throwing a lot of blitzes at us, a lot of things. You know, we were expecting them to come out like that, so we just had to get a couple drives, figure out what they were doing. We were able to game plan around it, and the offensive line played great tonight to open up holes for us.
And that was a big key tonight. You guys offensively started a little slow. Looks like Joe Zarafa's timing was a little bit off. I think he missed you on a throw over the middle early on. But then talk about that play where you caught the big gainer out there where you were wide open and Joe kind of rolled out and found you.
Well, we've had Coach Lanthy called a great play with the one we ran, and Joey, you know, he always puts the ball on the money when he's got time. He had time that time, offensive line did a great job. Joey put it right in the money, so it was right there, just caught it, and then I saw the guy, made a good move on him.
You read a lot about Ford in the preseason and about how big they are and how, you know, they've got a lot of guys back and they run two different offensive sets. How did that affect you guys defensively?
Well, you know, I mean, we knew we were coming out here playing a great team, and we had a great week of preparation, and we wanted to come out here and show that against a great team that we could be great too, and that we have a great defense, and our defense is fast enough we can overcome a little size difference, and we were able to do that tonight with a great game plan by Coach Smith.
And you guys, you particularly carried a couple of guys in the end zone. Did it look? You felt you were going to go down, or did you think you were going to make it?
Well, I kind of looked where I was a little bit, saw the G on the field, and I was like, there's no way I'm getting tackled on the 2-yard line. I want the touchdown.
Okay, Dan, you got some guys you want to say hello to out there.
I would say hello to my mom, my dad, you know, all my brothers, Robbie, Andrew, and Jeff, all my uncles and aunts, my grandma, my grandpa, Dominic DiCamante, my brother from another mother, Jane, Jamal, Christoph, David Reed.
And the rest of Italy.
And the rest of Italy.
One of the guys the Eagles are going to count on all year on the defensive side of the football is Dominic DiClemente. And Dominic, last year in this game, you got a little bit banged up against Ford. This year you had the opportunity to play the whole game. And how did that feel to kind of play a whole game against these guys?
Oh man, Ford's one of our biggest rivals, and I've never played against them where I've beaten them before, so this game was a real big game for me. I just wanted to come out and show everyone what I got and beat Ford as bad as we could, and we showed that we could do that today.
A lot of talk about their offensive line, how big they were, and what was your experience tonight against that offensive line?
Well, their offensive line, they were kind of like, they would block you a little bit, but then they would just let go because they would run a lot of screens and stuff. But other than that, I think our defensive line did great for them. We tried to keep up with their running back when they went outside, so I think we did a really good job keeping them contained.
Their quarterback, Saba, was a pretty good little athlete there. Was he hard to run down? I mean, you know.
He was a big boy running that ball. Like we had to get like 2 or 3 guys trying to get him. So when Ben Schulte tried to tackle, I tried to get on top of him and just bring him down as hard as we could. And Ben got me a sack over here that one time. So I'd like to thank Ben for that one.
Offensively, they seem to run out of gas a little bit. It sort of changed up, tried trick plays against you guys.
Yeah, when you get down like that, teams start to run stuff like that. So you just got to keep read your keys and do what you were taught to do in practice, and they're not going to get anything on us. So, yeah.
Well, Dominic, I want you to say hello to some folks out there, all right?
All right. I think my mom, my dad, my little brother Nick, Daniel Vendetti, all my friends and family that come out to support me, Brian Burton, and my girlfriend Lauren.
Well, I'm with one of Eisenhower's new stars, a guy I hope we see perform more like he did tonight, is Shane King. And Shane, this is your first varsity game. How did it feel to get out there and run a little bit?
Well, before the game I was nervous, and I just wanted to get out there and, you know, jump around and scream and get into it, you know.
Well, they had you playing both ways. You managed to even gain 95 yards, but then you're also playing on the kick return, and looked like you had the Falcons a little scared.
Yeah, well, we've been working at it in practice, and I just was waiting to, get a good kickoff, but that never came.
Particularly, you hit a couple nice draw plays where Joe would fake a throw and then hand it off to you. But it looked like you had a little hesitation. You waited for the hole to open up and took off up there. What's it like when you see that hole open up?
It's just like a dream come true, I'm just, before the play, I'm always thinking, there better be a hole, and then I find it and I go and burst through it.
What did you feel like when you first got hit up here in the big time?
It was pretty hard, but I managed to bounce back and hit him back.
Looked like you were limping a little bit out there. You just a little tired or what?
I was just tired, So, but just go home, ice my body, and be ready for tomorrow.
That sounds like me after a night at the Shamrock. Go home and ice my body. But anyway, I want you to say hello to some folks out there.
Hi, Dad, Idode Karobo, and my brother and my mom.
Stay tuned for game highlights right after this.
Practices were always tough. No matter how we did Friday night, we always came back and worked harder Monday trying to improve for the next week. I don't think I've run into anything in life since then that's as tough as two-a-day football practices. I noticed this summer at my class reunion, the people I talked with were the ones I played football with in high school. There's still a closeness among the people. You can see that everybody still cares about each other.
High school sports, a good part of education. A message from the MHSAA.
The Eisenhower Eagles opened their 2011 football season at home against the Henry Ford II Falcons. The Falcons returned many starters from last year, and it showed as Ford drew first blood with this 37-yard field goal to lead Ike 3-0. The Falcon defense looked good as well, as Ike's offense searched for a rhythm. Ike thought they had gotten the break they needed as the Eagles' number 22, Brad Brennan, recovers this Ford fumbled punt. Eisenhower was unable to take advantage of the turnover, and with the Falcons leading 9-0, the offense got a turbo boost from junior running back number 13, Shane King, as Shane rambles 43 yards to the Ford 38, making it 1st and 10 Eisenhower. King's run would lead to this 42-yard field goal by Danny Gochai, and the score now was Henry Ford II 9, Eisenhower 3. Ike's defense gets the ball back for the offense as number 87, Joe Scrivano, intercepts this Falcon pass. On the very next play, Joe Sarafa hits Dan Vendetti, who takes it into the end zone for the first touchdown of 2011. The extra point was good, and Ike led it 10-9. The Eagles get another boost as number 13, Shane King, makes this nice punt return deep into Ford territory. The Eagles would take advantage of this one as Joe Zarafa hits Alfonso Voltaggio with his 30-yard touchdown pass. On Eisenhower's next possession, Zarafa would again hook up with Voltaggio, this time for a gain of 42 yards. Ford, however, would stop the drive with an interception, and the half would end with the score, Ike 17, Henry Ford II 9. Ike's defense would stop Ford on their first drive of the second half, with Alfonso Voltaggio knifing in to make this fine tackle. On 3rd and 6, Joey Zarafa would throw up this pass to Alfonso Voltaggio, who comes down with it at the Ford 36. Number 13, Shane King, keeps the drive alive with this 9-yard run for a first down. With the ball on the Falcon 8, Dan Vendetti gets great blocking from his offensive line and bulls his way into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. The extra point was good, and Ike led it 24-9. This was Vendetti's second touchdown of the night. Ford reached into their offensive bag of tricks, but Ike was the benefactor. Ike wastes no time after the turnover as number 13, Shane King, flies through a wide open hole on the right side, and the Eagles lead it 31-9. Ford would score early in the fourth to cut the lead to 31-15, but Orlando Meeks does his best Jerome Bettis imitation, powering his way 28 yards to the end zone for another Eagle touchdown, making it 38-15. Then Dan Chmielewski bootlegs this one for a big gainer down to the Ford 28-yard line. All there is left to do is to down the football, and the Eagles are victorious in their first game of 2011. The final score, the Eisenhower Eagles 38, the Henry Ford II Falcons 15. Next up, the Stevenson Titans.
Stay tuned for our special feature right after this.
If you or someone you know is interested in taking the next step to becoming a more successful quarterback, then the All-State Quarterback School is for you. Terry Kopesha has coached quarterbacks for over 30 years, and his All-State Quarterback School is one of the longest-running quarterback camps in the nation, with over 8,500 quarterbacks from over 3,000 high schools attending over the past 20 years. The All-State Quarterback School will provide all quarterbacks with a fundamental plan that will improve your throwing motion and footwork mechanics, as well as building the confidence necessary to perform at a high level. For more information on private training, monthly off-season group training, or summer 2-day camps, go to quarterbackschool.com or call 248-709-1029.
Our special feature tonight is a look back at last year's Eisenhower Eagles of 2010, a team that won 10 games and went deep into the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. For Coach Bob Lancey, I'm Tim Meyer saying we'll see you next time right here on the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review.